morning. I'm Fitzroy Douglas, and you are?
Michael Mccalla.
Where are you originally from, sir?
From Jamaica.
Could you say where about in Jamaica you're from?
I'm from Spanish Town, Jamaica.
Okay, I see. What was it like from a financial perspective growing up in your community?
I think dirt poor sounds it all up. You know, like most Jamaicans from my time, Spanish Town here. Yeah, I can safely say nobody could be considered rich. We weren't rich in the financial sense. We were rich in culture and rich in upbringing, but in terms of dollars and cents, we were far from being rich.
Could you state what school do you attended?
Okay, so most of my schooling was in Spanish Town, so I started primary school as a Crescent all-age primary school, all-age school, it was not primary, and from there I went to the best school in the island, which is St. Jago. St. Jago High, which is still the best school in the island.
Okay, I see. Any siblings?
Yeah, I have after going now. I have last time I checked, I have 7 brothers and 3 sisters.
And they're all alive?
Luckily, they're all alive, yeah.
That's good. Is your parents still alive?
Unfortunately, no. Yeah. My mom died 2 years ago. My father died maybe over 20 years now.
Okay, my condolences. When did you came to Britain here?
Yeah, I came to the UK shortly after I left the military in Jamaica. That was 1989.
Okay.
So I've been here. I've spent some years living in Africa as well.
Alright.
So I was here, then I went to Africa for some years, and I'm back here now.
So could you elaborate a bit more on the service that you did in the JDF?
Yes, JDF.
Right.
So I joined the Jamaica Defence Force in 1984. I joined the 3rd Battalion, the National Reserves, but I served in a full-time capacity.
Okay.
And now they have changed it. I think the battalion has been expanded. It's now a full brigade. But yeah, when I served, it was just a battalion. And, so I served in the 3rd Battalion Jamaica Regiment since 1984 until I left Jamaica in 89. And I served as a commissioned officer. And yeah, it was fun. I did lots of good stuff in there. Yeah.
Okay, so what was it like for you day 1, week 1 in the army?
In the army? Well, I think I was a bit more prepared because I was a cadet. You know, I was a cadet in school, so stuff other recruits found challenging, like drill and all that, I had that under control from day 1. You know?
Second nature for you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I didn't get best recruits when in my intake was because I was a potential officer, and they say, well, the story is that they expect me to be a cut above the rest. So because I topped everything, but they said as a potential officer you can't be best recruit because you're expected to be good anyway.
Okay.
So I didn't find recruits. It was fun to me. It was. I tell you a story. I keep telling people this all the time. I tell this story all the time. When I joined JDF, I was shocked that they paid me because I didn't know that you get paid. I didn't expect to be paid because to me this was like cadets, you know. And this is something I would do something that I love. So my first pay parade was really an amusing thing because when they called my name for my pay, I thought, first of all, when they mustered us for pay parade, I thought they were mustering us to congratulate some guys who were with us. They were runners.
Okay.
And that weekend, the weekend prior, they had competed and they won. So I thought we were being mustered to congratulate them, and they were part of our intake as recruits. Not knowing it was a pay parade, so when they called my name to collect my pay, I said, why are they calling my name? I didn't compete. Why are they calling me? And of course, the instructor drive you, said, get out there and go and collect. What's your problem? I said, collect what? So I said, you're paid. I said, pay for what? So, and the instructor was getting annoyed. Pretty Miller was his name. Pretty was getting annoyed by that. So when I ran up, they doubled me forward and I collected it and they said, double away. And I was running away looking at the pay in my hand. I said, damn, they actually pay me for this? I said, wow. I said, this must be my lucky day. So that's a story I always tell people.
Okay.
I didn't realize that because I was working in the civil service as well. So, you know, the reserve is supposed to be part-time.
Okay.
So I thought that was enough, you know, that they just give me time off to join. They paid, and I was pleasantly surprised that they actually paid me.
Okay.
So recruit to me was a breeze. I enjoyed it, and yeah.
So how long were you in service for before you became commissioned?
Well, the training in the reserve was more unusual. It's not like in the regulars where you would go for 18 weeks in Newcastle. We used to train on weekends and selected days of the week. So for some reason, our training, recruit training, got prolonged. So I was a recruit for 1 year. Yeah, so they say we're like the longest trained intake. I was a recruit for 1 year, and then.
So did you join as a commissioned officer?
Yeah, but you still have to be a recruit first.
Yes.
And then after the 1 year recruit, I was an officer cadet for almost like another year.
Okay.
Yeah, I was an officer cadet for like 1 more year, even though my commission was backdated in 6 months. But yeah, so I was like 2 years before I became an officer.
Okay, I see. So could you talk us through the process of? Well, I assume it's the same training, but there are a bit different in terms of regular and officers, because officers tend to learn to isolate somehow from regulars. So could you talk us through the process of?
I mean, officer training is basically about leadership, you know, and management. And so the difference between the regulars and the reserve is that the regulars get sent to Sanders to learn to drink cups of teas, you know, and to dance with the pretty ladies. I know they're not gonna like that part. But no, the training manuals are all the same. You know, we learn to handle a platoon just like any other subaltern. So I think the major difference that theirs is full time and they get to go on overseas courses while my training was all done in Jamaica. But I was trained by those who went abroad, so it's the same. So but in terms of what you mentioned about being separated from the men or something, I don't think it's a training. It's just that the military, they have this thing about
Respect, huh?
yeah, and the whole thing about not fraternizing with the men, with the troops, it sort of engenders that sort of discipline and respect which is required. Because obviously the mixture between the officers and the men can undermine discipline. You know, saying familiarity breeds contempt.
Of course, definitely.
So you have to have that separation. But it's not. I don't think it's done as an elitist kind of thing. It's just purely for discipline. That's how I see it anyway. That's how I interpret it.
Were you deployed overseas while serving in Jamaica anywhere?
We don't have no enemies, man. Where are we gonna deploy?
Like attached arms exchange program and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I joined, the Grenada thing was winding down, so I didn't go to Grenada, but Grenada was still going, but it was winding down, so there was not many deployments going on. But yeah, I've been on attachment. I've gone on exchanges with the Puerto Rican National Guard.
Okay.
So that was a regular feature between, because the National Guard is like reserve.
Okay.
So there was an exchange program between JDF and them. So I've gone on a few of those. That's about it for me.
Okay. How long did you serve in the JDF for?
About 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
What did you do when you leave the army? What did you do?
Well, when I left, I came to the UK. Well, not immediately. I joined a security management company, which was started by the late Colonel Mccalla.
All right.
Yeah, and he formed a company between himself, David Hall, Mark Johnson, I call it SAMS. security advisory and management services. So I joined them for about 6 months as a consultant, security consultant. And then after that, I left for the UK. Came to the UK.
So your transitional period was very easy? Or...
Yeah, I mean, to me, there was nothing to transition from, because one of the beauty of being in the reserves was that we're not sort of secluded in camp like the regular guys. We had that interaction with the outside world. You know, we go home every day, or we can go home every day. And, some of us have jobs, civilian jobs and stuff. So there's no transition. There was nothing as a sort of transition period. We're always there. We've never left the civilian world. We had the best of both worlds, as we would say.
So what advice you would give to someone who wishes to join the JDF now, or any services?
Might sound trite to say so, but please do, you know, because to me it's one of the best training environment, not just military training, but training preparing you for what's to come in terms of attitude, you know, development, and so on. I think one of the drawbacks is that, especially from the officer corps, is that that elitist mentality does creep into a lot of us. And so some of us, when we leave, we find it difficult to make the transition from being saluted every day to becoming somebody nobody will care who you are. And some hold on to that elitist mentality, and it makes them blind to certain opportunities. You know, I'll give you an example. Because you're an officer in the service, some people say, boy, I mean, I'll go to the certain job, you know, certain job enough for me, even I do them thing there. I find that as being very, it's a handicap. I know guys, I won't mention names, but guys who have left, but because they were officers, so to speak, they refuse to take on either retrain, or they feel that certain jobs is their preserve and they should get it, and when they don't get it, it's like the world fall apart. And the bragging rights is not there. They say, oh, I left and I'm now the managing director of this or on. Where I know guys who have left and humble themselves and say, look, this is what I want to do, become a driving instructor, or you become like an insurance salesman, or you're a delivery driver or whatever. Because to me, the skills you've learned there should equip you to do whatever you feel like doing, and not make you pigeonhole yourself into thinking that I can only do certain job now because I'm a big fish, or I was a big fish. I mean, when I was leaving, a friend of mine said to you, he said he called by my surname, he said, Mccalla, how come you leaving Jamaica to go to England? We're going to become like a tadpole in a big ocean. Where in Jamaica you're a big fish in a small pond. And that struck me for a while, and I said, you have a point there, you know. In Jamaica, if you're an ex-officer, a lot of things are open to you.
Yes.
But you leave and you go to somewhere like the UK where nobody knows you, they don't know your antecedents. So nobody cares who you are, and you have to just go and graft and make it like everybody else. I mean, when I came here, my boss gave me a glowing recommendation. And I remember I went for the security job. And when the guy read the recommendation, he had to draw for a dictionary to insert it. There was a word, I always remember the word. The guy says, Mike is a perspicacious young man. And the guy said, yeah, perspicacious, let me. And he read the meaning and said, yeah, all he had to say, you don't need glasses. Perspicacious means like you're farsighted, you can, you have good insight.
Yes.
All you had to say that you don't need glasses.
Always forward thinking, forward gunning,
But the guy had to go for his dictionary. Now in Jamaica, that would be an impressive recommendation, and people just, but over here, nobody cares. They just want to read what does it say.
True.
So overall, my service prepared me for a lot. Even when I went to Africa, a lot of what I learned in the military put me in good stead. I don't know how long you're interviewed, but I'll tell you, in 2018, I got kidnapped in Africa. And These guys walked me in the bush for almost 12 hours.
Okay.
And in my mind, as I was going through the bush, my military training chipped in, because I said, damn,
Definitely.
I got to start becoming aware of my surroundings, watch landmarks, where am I going, because I might have to come back on my own if I
Yes.
escape. And the walking that I did, the last time I walked that much, and not even that much, was in the JDF, over 20 odd years ago.
Okay.
That was the longest route march I've ever been in my life. But it just, my military training, you know, chipped in, which ended like more than 20 years ago. But in that situation, it's as if it never left. And I went back to being a subaltern in the bush, you know. I have to be observing, watching landmarks, how do I escape, when is the right time, and all of that came into play.
Reading body language.
So I can say I benefited extremely well from my time in the military, and it's something I would recommend to any young man or woman, you know, starting out in life. It's a foundation.
I was just about to ask if you could list briefly a list of benefits persons could experience while serving. I mean, where they could be benefited.
Well, the first benefit is the physical. You know, in the military, you have to be fit. If you're not fit, they will make you get fit. You know, so that will build a foundation for you to, you know, it will set a foundation for you to build on later on in life. That underlying fitness that you'll get from military training. But some of the benefits are like camaraderie. You know, some of my best friends now, outside of my family, my immediate family, are the guys I serve with. And to this day, we tell the same old stale stories. we tell the same old stale stories every time we meet, but the stories never get stale. You know, the stories never get stale because it's like we're reliving them all the time. So the camaraderie, the fitness, and what you learn, you know, attitude development, you know, learning how to coping skills, decision making skills, planning skills. The list goes on, you know. I mean, there's not many negatives. Others can tell you about the negatives. I didn't focus on those because, as I said, I joined it because I wanted to. Some people join because of salary, and they're the ones who really have a hard time because they join it for the pay. So in my recruit days, I could point out who joined because they're looking for money, and I could join who joined to have fun, and because they wanted to be soldiers, and I was one of those.
So we have come to the end of our interview, and I would like to express my deepest gratitude to you for your generosity in accepting this interview.
My pleasure.
Also, I would like to thank you for your service to the country and in general the entire Jamaica.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.